Field in Philadelphia, PA. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports.
General West.
Middle.
Throwing on first down is Allen. Steps away to his left. And an alley to run. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They'll try the left side. It's Gibson, and able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. It's an Eagles first down on a gain of 11. Well, no slow start here. A couple nice chunk plays back-to-back.
I love the momentum that they're showing here early because they did it both ways, right? Threw the ball on first down for a nice chunk of yardage. Came right back and ran the ball. Looks like they got the defense set back on their heels. Let's see if they can keep this moving.
Right back to him on first down. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. In trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10.
Check nickel. Regular. Alert. Middle.
Hey, seam 6.
And now they'll throw with Allen. He's got a first down and then some inside the 40. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 40.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
10 yards there and an Eagle first down. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
A run on first down, but it's not going to get him much. Maybe a yard, and that's all. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 28-yard line.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Check 50. Check middle. Check 43. Shoot.
They will run for the first time with Miles Sanders. And he'll get about 4 as he's brought down at the 24.
That's a really good job right there. Just kept stringing that play out, pushing further and further towards the sideline. Really good fundamentals by that defense.
He was trying to put his foot in the ground and turn upfield. He just couldn't.
No, they really had a picket fence in front of him. No room to find to get upfield.
Here comes the 7th play of this opening drive. They've moved it well, but here's 3rd down.
Mike 51. Hey, tight.
Working out of the shotgun. Here's Allen. Cooper's got it. It's an Eagles first down on a gain of 11. Now they're piecing together a nice drive to start this one. Seems pretty scripted and pretty successful so far.
And I think they did it without our help. Because you remember when we sat in the production meeting with them to talk about this, saying, hey, how are you guys going to come out of the gate? I know I offered my help with a few plays, and they didn't seem to want it.
offer mine.
You were the smart one. Whatever they're doing, though, it's working really well.
It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down. So add that tackle for a loss to the 2 that he had a week ago.
And you know what he's doing right now?
Smiling?
Yeah, definitely doing that. But he's also patting his guys on the back, his defensive front, because they're keeping him clean, meaning no one's getting to him as a blocker. He's able to run to the football, and the plays he's making, he's spilling them in the offensive backfield.
Allen fakes the give and keeps himself. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Well, these sacks are really piling up. Last week, it was a half dozen sacks. And here's one on the opening drive.
And it has the potential to be what we call a gap, a game-altering play. Because, let's face it, you just mentioned 6 sacks last week. Now, if you're on offense and you saw that on tape, you've got to think to yourself, maybe I bring people in, keep them in, and try and protect my quarterback. It didn't work on that play.
Here's Allen. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Charles, a little bit of feast or famine on this drive. They moved the ball okay, but they've been sacked twice now.
And they've got to figure out how to plug that leak a little bit, right? Keep them away from the quarterback, because when he's not being hit, as you mentioned, they're moving the ball well.
Even though they didn't find the end zone, they have to be pretty pleased with how they moved the ball on the ground, because we know that was one of their big goals in this game.
And that really goes through the entire offense, because when you're running the ball effectively, just about everyone's involved. It's not just the guy carrying the football. It's everyone blocking for him, both inside and on the perimeter.
At their own 21-yard line.
Ready? 8, read.
Right there, 54 miles. I hope you brought your lunch, because I'm about to take you to school. Let's go.
Here's the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. And he's going to lose yardage here. Back to his own 18. It's a loss of 4 on the first down play. Plays like we just saw there. That's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs or putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage. Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice, getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
On third down, Elliott. And he'll be taken down, losing yardage back at the 9-yard line. That's going to back him up almost a full 10 yards. It's going to be a loss of 9 officially, and it's 4th down. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. Fielded just inside the 30. 62 yards on the punt that time. Wow. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start 1st and 10. They'll run on 1st down. Gibson, and he's going to be stopped up quickly here. Just a yard up to the 39.
He's brought down at the 39-yard line. A gain of a yard brings up 2nd and 9 at the 39-yard line.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports.
Eagles 3, Vikings 0.
Right here. Mike 51. I smell fear in that offense. I smell fear in that offense. Alert! Mike 51. Mike 51. Yeah. You don't want that.
On 2nd and 9, Allen. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by Carl Joseph. this one home. It's a touchdown.
Did I just see what I thought I saw? Did I just see what I thought? That had to be. Come on, say it for me. Say it for me. Who picked up that pass?
The free safety.
Oh, you got to have those great skills back there. Eyes, anticipation, great hands. And, of course, how about the fluid moves afterwards to take it all the way to the house?
Sounds like you're watching your old game film up here in your head.
Yo, that's the dream I had of being that player. I just never was.
Now the extra point. And this is up and good to make it 7-3.
Makes the score Vikings 7, Eagles 3.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. This is taken at his 4. And not a bad return. Here he gets it out to the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
A good pickup there, 26 yards. They'll try the left side. It's Gibson trying to turn the corner, but they string him out and stop him at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be second down. He couldn't get the edge there. Wasn't sealed, so maybe not all on the guy running the football all the time on those tosses and the pitches that go to the outside.
No, not at all. I would agree with that totally, because sometimes the defensive guys, they win the edge battle. And when they do that, there's no place for the running back to go, and especially for offensive linemen trying to get out ahead. With their footwork and speed, it was negligible on that play. No gain at all for the offense.
Oh, a battle for it here, and this will be caught. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 31-yard line. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
6-6, pull it high.
So the shotgun snap to Allen. Looking for Cooper. That's complete. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. It's an Eagles first down on a gain of 11.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Allen now, after the pick on the last drive, 3 for 3 to start this drive. It's 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down. Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. They'll try the left side. It's Gibson. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. The pickup goes for 13 and sets him up 1st and goal.
That's how you get right up off of the mat, because on the last play, they stoned him in the backfield and dropped him for a loss. But he's the type of guy that scared me a little bit, because he's not daunted. Just got right back up, showed some confidence, and picked up a first down with his very next run.
They'll run with Sanders. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Miles Sanders, his 4th touchdown on the year. And once again, the Eagles are back out in front. And they're able to run it in. It started with a battle in the trenches. They won there, and they got in for 6 points.
And that's going to be a tough one for the defense to deal with. They've got to go to the bench now and figure out how are we going to slow down this running game, because on that particular play, they had no answer.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And the last drive, their first drive, 3 and out. What changes here, if anything?
I think it's making sure the guys that you trust the most with the ball.
Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 35. The rookie was trying to push it downfield, but the safety bit him.
And he'll learn that you have to hold the safety. And you do that with your head movement, your eyes, sometimes your shoulders. Hold the safety so that you can get back to the throw that you really want to make. He got so excited thinking his guy was open that he made it easy for the defensive back to go get the football.
A first down run, not going to get him a whole lot. Maybe a yard. Yeah, it looks like just 1 yard there, so that'll bring up 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
On 2nd down, it's Gibson. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards.
Well, that didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
Round 80. We got it. 51, Mike. Mike 51.
Alert. Hey, Echo.
51.
Throwing is Allen on 3rd. And that will be incomplete. More problems here on 3rd down. They've converted only once so far in this first half.
And you know as well as I do in this league, if you don't win on 3rd down, it makes it hard to win a ball game because then you're relying on your defense, you're relying on your special teams. You've got to get it done with your offensive unit.
They punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. And that is much too long. That's into the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 20-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first 2 drives.
And I think the game's starting to take shape a little bit now. And I'm going to take it into the basketball world. When you're having trouble scoring or moving the ball in basketball, what do? Get it to their best player, right? Find a matchup, create it, exploit it, and try and move the football.
Another example right there how this defense really is winning the entire game at the point of attack.
Yeah, right there at the line of scrimmage because they are dominating it. It allows their interior guys to get upfield and spill into the backfield. So how are you going to combat that? You know, because they bring in your tight end, keep him in. Your running backs, they have to step forward. Bottom line, your offensive line has to block them first to give yourself a chance.
And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. 0 accountability, and a sack resulted.
So from their own end zone here, this kicks away. And he'll take it just outside the 40. 47 yards on the punt that time, just 1 yard on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And now with still more than a minute to go in what's been a tight game, you figure we'll try to see them move the ball downfield.
And remember, they get the kickoff to start the second half, so this is a golden opportunity for them to go down.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
2 sacks last week, another one right here. He's been unblockable lately, and I think that goes all the way back to not just his offseason, but the film study he's been doing during the week, because I think he's found matchups that he likes, and he's capitalizing.
And a few times he's even defeated double teams. He doesn't care at this point.
Hey, Zoo.
Another try after the first down sack. Allen. Oh, he's trying for Smith-Schuster, but it's intercepted. He's picked off at his own 47, and he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line. That's now his second interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands. Elliott on first down, going to get about 3 before he's taken down. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half.
Go. 10 logo.
Here's a 2nd and 7. Touchdown, Vikings! Marquise Brown hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Vikings have once again taken the lead. Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead is now 14-10. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on first down, and it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw. I'm running a screen. I'm seeing if something pops. And if it does, that can alter my strategy and potentially get me some points. And if it doesn't work, well, then you just run the clock out and go to the locker room.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10.
5 wide. Mike 51.
Now this time, Allen will throw. That one caught by Gibson. It's an 8-yard pickup, and it'll be 2nd down. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards.
Watch QB drop. 51, Mike 51. Oh, dang, punt.
Allen now looks to throw. He's got a man complete. It's Amari Cooper. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. 22 yards there, a 1st down. So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. He made his first, this from 47 yards out. And this one is right through. So a very tight first half. We had to break in a 1-point game. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach! The Vikings have to like their position. They've got the lead. They get this football as well as we are back and underway for the second half. This is taken at his 4. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. Yard line.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had an ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ballgame.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on third down?
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
They'll try and run for it without him. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. They're able to convert with a gain of 4. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Ready up.
Watch Mike, watch Mike. Watch the pass, watch the pass. Here we go, here we go. Slayer.
Go. Hey, Alpha. Hey.
Mike 52 right here.
He'll look to throw. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off near the 42. And he'll score. Touchdown, Eagles. I don't know who all is to blame there, but I love seeing pick sixes.
Nothing like seeing someone pluck it out of the air and go the other way and see people try to change directions. Hard to do.
And they turned the pick 6 into a pick 8 with that 2-point conversion.
I love how you upsell. That is outstanding right there. What a big-time play. Big switch in how this game was going, and then they capitalized with a little bit on top.
This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line.
The Vikings take over first and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They'll look for a drive to tie this up, down 21-14 as they have it first and 10. Elliott on first down, got to get this back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. No gain on the play there, second down. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
Now, this time he'll look to throw. He's going to go for a big play downfield, and this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a third down.
And now offensively it's 3rd and 10, and I'm just thinking to myself, actors always say, what's my motivation before a big scene? Right now the play caller's thinking, what have I done before that's worked well that I can go to right now?
Yeah, because they were pretty successful in the first half scoring points. Haven't done anything so far here in the second half. It's a gain of 16, and the Vikings have the first down as well. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on first and 10.
52's the go. 52. Watch the pass.
Go.
Mike 52. Come for the
Ready.
They'll set up a throw. He sets to fire deep. And this is caught at the 20. Touchdown, Vikings. Hollywood Marquise Brown. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far, as they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. And oh, it's blocked. Accelerating, and off he goes. He's at the 50. But he doesn't get it much further, taken down on the other side of the 50. Looked good for a second there, but it turns out just to be a missed extra point.
As you tell me all the time, Brandon, mark that play down. That should be a tie game. Instead, a great job by the guys blocking it. And, boy, they've got to have a great lift going off the field.
And the further it happens in the game and here in the second half, it just gets more magnified. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
Let's see if they do just that. Now here's Goodwin with it on the jet sweep. Stop shy of the 45. Showed off a nice little move on the play, though. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. On 2nd down now, it's Gibson, and tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down.
He was tackled at the 46-yard line. That's a gain of 3. It's 3rd and 1.
They'll keep it on the ground. Gibson. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10, right at the 40.
Tighten up, tighten up, tighten up. You go tight. You got tight.
On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. And give him 6 yards here as he's stopped near the 35 at the 34.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Yeah, let's get sack lunch.
On 52. Hey, tight.
51 to Mike, boy, 51.
It's out.
22 jet bomber. 5 wide.
Mike 51.
Stop.
On 2nd down and 4, Allen. It's caught. Cooper. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. And this is going to turn into another 1st down as the tackle is made at the Viking 17-yard line. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
I'm coming. Hey, Mike 51. Mike
56.
From the gun, it's Allen. And this is caught. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Amari Cooper, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Eagles able to push further out in front. That's an old-fashioned death march there, partner. Took them a lot of plays, but hey, they did the job.
And the defense always preaches getting off the field, making a play, and turning it back over to their own offense. Unable to do so. A long, sustained drive by the offense.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This fielded at the 2. And he's going to score. It's a Viking touchdown. That kick return TD is 98 yards in length as his guys have cut the lead down to 2. It's been a back-and-forth game, a lot of points on the board, and that return right there kind of indicative of how this thing's gone.
Yeah, you've seen both teams go at it, and as you just pointed out, both of them have found the end zone. But just like in boxing, you know the blow that hurts the most? The one you didn't see coming, and that often is the case when it comes in special teams.
This one taken just inside the 10, and he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And the points, they have come fast and furious in this quarter.
You really don't want to be on the defensive side of the ball right now, do you? Because you're either thinking, my replacement may get an opportunity.
Your head better be on a swivel.
Totally. Or maybe I just need to get out of the game for a while because I just can't slow these guys down. They've got to figure out a way to disrupt these offenses. And typically, one guy makes a big play, and that can help change things.
They'll be looking for disruption on both sides right now. A 3-yard pickup on 2nd and 4. Now they'll need to convert here on 3rd and a little more than a yard. And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Eagles on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. Going to give this time to the tailback. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. They have the first down with that gain of 4 yards. We saw a number of good games earlier today. This one might top all of those. It's been a dandy as we come up on 1st and 10.
Check. Fresno. Alert. Fresno. Check 3. Hey, get him. Gun. Check 9. Kill. 49. Check 49. Go.
Now a handoff here to his running back. He's got a first down and then some at midfield. The 30. The 20. Touchdown, Philadelphia. A big play there. His 4th touchdown on the year. And they are able to break the tie and move out in front here in this 4th quarter. Point after, right down the middle. And they will take a 7-point lead. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone.
Let's do it.
At their own 25-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They'll try and start this drive in the air. He's going deep for Brown. And that is going to be pulled in one-handed. Wow. It's a big one there for the Vikings. 43 yards. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. From the pistol, here's Elliott. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. Give him maybe a yard, quite the opposite from the previous big gainer.
Hey, boy.
2nd and 9 now. This will be caught by Brown. And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 12-yard line. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. 10th carry now for Elliott. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
Hey, exit.
2nd and 13. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Jared Davis leading the surge there as he drops him for a loss of 6.
But nothing takes a start to have a good drive quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
No, now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. And the penalty helps, but not a whole lot. It's still 3rd and long. Back to throw. Under a heavy rush, and down he this. Gets in there to drop him for a loss of 13 yards, and it's also 4th down now. Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked. Now it's scooped up, and this is a live football.
Partner, I think they saw something there. I mean, they came from the right side deliberately, and you know there's always a designated guy who goes and blocks it, but it's the rest of his teammates that get him free.
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. Right now clinging to a 1-score lead, Charles, and I think operating within that 4-minute offense with a little less than 4 minutes to go applies here, right?
It certainly does, and that means the playbook is still wide open. But you are a little bit more careful about what you're calling. You want plays that are going to gain yardage, how would you say it, consistently, right? You don't need the big shots downfield, but make sure the clock continues to run. Pile up the first downs, and the goal, end the game with your quarterback kneeling down at the end, and you still have the lead.
They'll keep it on the ground. It's Gibson, and he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. That'll wind up going for a loss of 4, and that'll force upon him a 3rd and 14. From the gun, Allen. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. This first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. To return is Taylor. 12 yards on the return that time. And the Vikings will be backed up deep to begin their drive as they take over 1st and 10. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Last time they had a little bit of a special teams breakdown. That field goal was blocked.
Yeah, and everything has to be precise in the kicking game. Snap, hold, kick. Obviously the blocking to keep people out. So what you really want to do is get in there and get 6 points and take the pressure off of those guys.
Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
Work with me, partner. Take a deep breath, because that's what they're doing down the field now. That incompletion allowed them to exhale a little bit. Get in the huddle, kind of scan the crowd, see if any celebrities are here. Relax a little bit as they start this big drive.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29. Back to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. He's got a man, complete. 36 yards on the play. What a game it's been for this duo.
They remind me of a good comedy team. They know how to play off of each other so well. No matter how one riffs, the other's right there to pick them up, and they are shredding them in this ballgame.
So that changes things a bit. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way down at the 35. Back to throw. He'll get the first down and more inside the 20. Give him 30 yards there. Well, make that now 2 completions for him on this drive, and these aren't ordinary completions. They're big ones.
Yeah, these are the types that make a secondary talk to each other and not in a good way. Oftentimes pointing fingers. Hey, who's got him? Someone cover it. That type of indecision can open up to even more big plays.
Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete. Marquise Brown was the intended target, but it'll be 2nd and goal.
Hey, we got 3 down, 3 down.
Yeah.
52's the mic, boy, 52.
They'll look to throw. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Marquise Brown there to make the grab, as they can now tie the game with the extra point here in the final 2 minutes. And he missed it. No good. And they'll remain down by a point. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. This one fielded at the 5. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And this game not quite in hand yet. We'll likely see all 3 timeouts defensively and then reassess where we are. Here's a run on first down that won't even get back to the line of scrimmage. He will lose a yard. 2nd and 11. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Too little, check 24. Alert, alert, alert. Check 31, check 31.
Greystone travel.
51's the mic, 51's the mic. Regular.
They'll keep it on the ground. Gibson. 5 yards on the carry there, and it leaves them with 3rd and about 6 yards to go. Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game. To throw. Allen. Yeah, that one's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Blake Martinez, the linebacker, was there in coverage to disrupt.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
He gets us away. It's a good one. Drawing toward the sidelines. And this is going to be ruled out, I think, just inside the 20. Yes, it will. Side judge calls it at the 19-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They're only in need of a field goal, a decent amount of time on the clock. So tell me if I'm wrong. You don't have to be too panicked here.
No, not at all. I agree with you. And this is where your preparation and your confidence comes into play. They've worked on these situations.
Yeah, they practice this all the time,
they practice it all the time. They know what they want to get done. And in a lot of cases, the great competitors, they love this situation. They think they can go ahead and get it done.
They practiced it. We'll see if practice makes perfect. He's going to let it fly. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee.
Ready. 90 Wolf.
Cross the pass.
Go.
He's back to throw. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 10 yards, and it's good for a Viking first down.
All right, they picked up yardage, but they've got to get up to the line of scrimmage and spike it. They've got one timeout left, want to save it.
This quarterback now 9 of 15 throwing the ball, 60%, and it's 1st and 10. A first down run for Elliott, not going to pan out. He'll, in fact, wind up losing a couple. And a timeout comes in. The whistles blow with 3 seconds remaining. And now it all rests on the right foot of their kicker. This from long, very long range. And this doesn't get there. It's no good. They had to go for it, but their final effort here is going to come up short. So it's a victory here for the Philadelphia Eagles. And they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half that put this one on ice.
So you get the sense that whatever was said at halftime obviously hit home. I think it's a little bit more than that, though. Obviously, there are words that are said, and, hey, come on, guys, we have to play better. But sometimes it's just sharpening your execution, sharpening your focus. and maybe doing the things you practiced all week without major adjustments, just doing them better, and that got it done in this one.
So for Philadelphia, it's a much-needed victory as it gets them back to 2-4 on the year. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for the Vikings, the loss here will move them back to 500 at 3-3. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gautin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.